If the recent scandal with Seungri has taught us anything, it is that putting anybody on a pedestal of godlike, infallible levels is probably a stupid thing to do. In this episode of K-Pop Rants. What's up, everybody? Big Will, K-Pop for Life, coming back at ya. And I'm no stranger to setting people up on high levels and idolizing them.
Can I just interject for a second? Let me just say, you are putting the pussy up on this pedestal. You're just building the pussy up, man.
What are you even talking about? Building the pussy up? What does that mean?
I have my own heroes in life, and I'm sure that most of you do as well. And I've always been sort of a pragmatist and a realist in my life, so I always recognize that those characters don't reflect the individual that plays the characters. I know that Patrick Stewart is not Jean-Luc Picard. I know that Kevin Sorbo is not Hercules from Hercules' Legendary Journeys, etc. But I like to take that character that they've embodied and take the good aspects of it that I find something to aspire to and try to emulate that in some way or another, whether it be how I think, how I treat people, how I act, how I conduct myself in daily life. But the problem with a lot of people, especially younger people, so I know a lot of my viewers are younger, so this one's for you. If this scandal from Seungri, or if any of the other scandals that occur from K-pop idols, speaking specifically about them, but you can take it in a broader spect if you want to. If this scandal is something that blew your mind, that you could never see coming, then you need to have a little bit of a reality check, and you need to sort of reassess, and I don't mean this in a condescending way, because I get it. You need to reassess how you view K-pop idols. You have to first recognize K-pop idols are a product. They are not exactly, or in some cases at all, obviously in Seungri's case, what they present themselves as and are marketed as. They are built from the ground up by producers, by choreographers, by stylists, by coaches, etc. to be an idol. So much so that I'm pretty sure it's the only place I've ever heard of that actually call themselves idols. Now, idol traditionally has a little bit of a negative connotation. You know, if you look in any kind of biblical text, worshiping any idol besides your God, whoever that may be, is generally considered blasphemy. So an idol generally is something that you worship or set up higher than oneself, something to aspire to. Not necessarily a bad thing in the context that's being used for K-pop idols, but many people buy and believe to the full extent that these K-pop idols, guy group or girl group, individual members or as a whole, that they are exactly what you see. They fully believe it because the marketing and the control that the companies have over these groups is so tight that they can make you believe it. They create this perfect little corner for you to go to where everybody is angelic and sweet and kind and nice little virgin people that never do anything wrong. And you believe it because you want to believe a place like that exists. But the reality is it doesn't. They are a product for you to consume. So people will delude themselves into thinking that these idols are this way and they're this person. This is Choa. The person I see on stage is Choa, but in reality, she was depressed. She didn't like her life. She hated what she had to do, and she quit the moment she got an opportunity to do so. And people were shocked. Listen, I was of course sad that she left because I love Choa, but why would you be surprised by that? They're under the fucking thumb of some faceless entity above them that couldn't give a shit about their well-being, and they are purely a means to an end to make money. That's all it really is. Now, I'm not saying all the record labels and producers and everybody are like that, but I am just saying that probably the majority of them, yes. They only care about their idols to the extent that they're making them money. If they're not making them money, they either end up in the basement until their contract's over and they get kicked to the curb, or who knows what else. My point is, There's nothing wrong with idolizing people. There's nothing wrong with having somebody to look up to, something greater than yourself to aspire to. I think that's a good thing to an extent. There is a point, though, where you put the ideals of that on a pedestal. So what happens in the case of Seungri, or the case of anytime some idol doesn't wear a pair of safety shorts, or they don't bow properly, or the smallest little thing, because they're on this high-ass pedestal of unattainable human perfection, the slightest little thing seems like a very big thing, and it just crumbles the fake world that they've built for you to enjoy and consume. And that's the danger of this, because the people they market to are younger, and most of them have yet to realize this fact of life. And this is in no way taking away from the fact that these idols bust their asses on a daily basis to achieve the level of perfection that's not attainable, but to get as close as possible that they do. They put themselves through hell to get where they're at. And I get that. What I'm saying is that these people are still human beings. They are still fallible. And when the cameras are off and you're not watching, they're being human beings. And then occasionally a camera will catch them being human beings, and people lose their collective fucking minds.
You know what your problem is? You're putting the pussy on a pedestal.
That's the second time I've heard that. What is the pussy on a pedestal thing?
And then I'm left watching this drama unfold on all these ridiculous K-pop news sites where it's just like, this is not news. This is not something to be freaking out about. Oh my gosh, she didn't wear a pair of safety shorts. Oh my gosh, when he walked by that person, his eyes looked down in an angry manner. There are so many ridiculous nonsense things that get blown way out of proportion. And I think some of it is the extremism search for clickbaits on YouTube, and a lot of it is due to the fact that the younger fan base still sees them as these perfect creatures that can do no wrong. So when they do wrong and you don't like that particular group, or you're not supposed to like that particular group, or your group has some imaginary battle with this group, so you have to hate this group, so you see them do something slightly out of the character of what they've created, and you use it as an excuse to attack them. When in reality, Momoland just didn't want to fall and bust their shit walking up the stairs in 6-inch heels, so they didn't bow, so that the next day they weren't all over the news falling and busting their shit on a major award show. That's why in some ways you have to appreciate idols like Hyuna, because she has crafted and cultivated an idea about herself where she can pretty much do whatever the hell she wants, because her onstage and her persona that she presents to the world, the character she's created, is like this bad bitch, do whatever she wants kind of thing. But off stage, she's like a total sweetheart. She's totally nice. She's willing to help everybody out. She's very much a team player. But the public perceives what they want to, and they perceive only that on-stage persona. So she can date, she can break contract rules, people still follow her, the public's still behind her, and I find that very interesting. So I wish that the record labels would take a little bit of that and learn to make some of their idols a little bit more human and relatable, because I think it would alleviate a lot of the drama that goes on. It might water down the product that is K-pop, because that's all it is. It's a product, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love the product, the packaging is fantastic, and I want to buy that shit. But sometimes it's just not realistic. And I have a feeling that this Seungri thing is going to cause a shift in the overall mentality of some K-pop fans. And they're going to start not trusting certain types of behaviors, or they're going to see them as inauthentic, because that's what they're really good at. K-pop stars are really good at presenting an authentic, fake version of themselves. That's what they're really good at, and there's nothing wrong with that. They are essentially, in some respects, actors. Why the hell do you think so many of them go into the acting career? They're taught this, and they do a really, really good job at it. So really all you can say is don't buy into the bullshit, kids. It's okay to love it. It's okay to go along with it, but in reality, it's not what it seems. So when you've been punching your time card for a while as a K-pop fan and the veneer of perfection starts to slide away and you start seeing little specks of dirt here and there, and then these big scandals popping up here and there, and you start going, what's this video about the dark side of K-pop that I was avoiding because I didn't want none of that in my perfect K-pop? It's not the dark side of K-pop. It's just the reality of the world that we live in. The angelic perfection that they try so hard to craft and mold and present and control on the media is every once in a while shattered. And it's a dangerous thing to have these perceptions and ideals without the reality of the situation behind it. Either way, I'm really curious what your guys' thoughts are on this. I know I'm not alone, but I have a feeling it's going to lead to some interesting conversation below. Either way, I'll see you in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And as always, keep on popping, K-poppers. Remember, it's not a trend, it's a lifestyle. Deuces.